Right, hello. We're going to have a look at how to solder some of the components on this board today to make this PIC dice project. This is a completed one. We're not going to see it functioning, we're just going to see how to put some of the components on it. So if we can focus in a little closer, and then we can have a look at the first range of components. Now, one of the teams will be having LEDs to solder, and the important thing, as it says on your sheet, is to make sure that the positive and negative legs go the right way round, so that all the LEDs go into the board like so. We have a little jig here which will help you to ensure that they get the LEDs the right depth, and we pop that, just click it into place tight so the LEDs are fixed in. Some of these LEDs are a bit stubborn about going down into the holes, so we grab a set of pliers and we just give it a little push, because they're a bit hard to push with your hands because you can stab yourself. Right, now as for soldering them, some people get these a bit mixed up. We don't want bridged solder joints. It's very important that we get the solder joints so that they don't connect across each other for the LEDs, otherwise that makes a short circuit. Now, the idea is, this is how quick it can be. I should have tinned my soldering iron first there, but we can reach in around the back, we can push the solder in just a little bit. What I'm doing very carefully here is making sure that the soldering iron is heating up both the pad on the PCB and the leg of the component itself. I'll spin that round now and do these. So I've just done 7 LEDs in not very long at all. That's the idea. Okay, and then I can remove the jig and hope the LEDs will be all exactly the right height. Before I remove the jig though, I'm going to snip these off. Now these can go ping a little bit. Ooh, as it just did right across my kitchen there. So I'm going to hold them a little bit like that, because these can be like needles, which are a bit dangerous. And you can see how the side cutters are held close to the board, and then we unclip it, which is a little bit stiff, from the board, and there we go, 7 LEDs, all in exactly the right place, which hopefully will go onto your output fine. Now, this is the jack socket. Whichever team does this little job, you have to push it and listen for the click now. It's quite a stiff click, that one. You're the only team where it looks like you're making a bridged joint. If you solder it here, you can spread, watch the solder spread, leave the heat there long enough for it to do that. These two pads are next to each other, and therefore you're allowed to let the solder spread between two pads. That's not normally the case, you normally don't want that, but that's fine, that's not a bridge circuit. The chip is quite fiddly to do. It helps if you just simply bend the legs in a little bit first, just slightly, and make sure whatever you do to get it the right way around before you push it in. The little notch, I'll point with these pliers, this side should be pointing towards the jack socket. When it's in, good idea, don't stab yourself with these, is to get your pliers and fold this over so that it will hold itself in while you solder. And this again can be incredibly quick if you get the technique right. So tin the soldering iron, pop it on there, pop it on there, pop it on there, and so on. I'm not going to do the other 4 connections, but that's quite quick, as you can see. The switches aren't much of a problem at all, but the resistors, we're using 100 ohm resistors. It's a technical reason, I won't explain it right now, but they go in the slots that seem to say 330 ohm. You pull these down, so it's like threading it through the board like you would in a textiles lesson, and then pull them over like that before soldering them, so that they again hold themselves in the board. You don't want them sticking up. And then just click the soldering iron in, turn the soldering iron around, because that flat bit wants to touch, whoops, that's not working, there we go. It wants to touch the leg and the pad. That's very important. Some people don't really get the position of the soldering iron, they hold it not like a pen. But anyway, that is some tips on how to do soldering. The rest is not too hard, and good luck when you do yours. Okay, that's it.